Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to talk about the JC Customs Hydra flashlight. So this is a cool flashlight because of where it falls in the world of flashlights. It's a 14500 size flashlight, yet it has a triple emitter, and that's what's really cool to me. That's what stood out to me. That's the reason I wanted to pick one of these up. This one's in aluminum. It's a pretty basic finish. I think they just, blast it. I'm not sure if it gets tumbled after that. I do kind of like it. It's grown on me, especially with this clip. I will say I had to do some tweaking to this light. I bought two flashlights off of JC Customs. I have a live stream where I unbox them. The other one is the Leviathan. I will do a video on that down the line, but I'm sending it off to get modded. It unfortunately had an issue the day after I got it. One of the LEDs just stopped working. So I have to get that fixed, but I was going to get it modded anyway, get some tritium in there and some other stuff. So I figured why not just send it off instead of sending it back, which they did offer. JC offered to, send it back, fix it, all that good stuff. So have no issues with their customer service. Just figured the modder can handle that part because I wanted to change the emitters. That's the other thing. So this Hydra is the one we're talking about here. I did have to take the pill out because the O-ring was showing, like it was showing around the edges here on the outside, and I had to pull the pill out and then screw it back in and get the O-right tucked in properly into the head there, which wasn't a big deal. This has a glow gasket in here, and then you could potentially, I believe, put tritium in the optic, which would be pretty cool. I have not done that. This cannot have secondaries. There's just not enough room in there to put secondaries, as far as I know. And there's this interesting thing on the glass or the optic. There's these tiny little circles. I don't know if you can see those. Like one right there. And they're all around. I don't know what that is. Some kind of frosting. It definitely has some kind of frosting to maybe help the emitter have better flood versus hot spotting. But it's a very good light. I'm really impressed with it. It just illuminates a very nice area for such a small light. I mean, if you compare it to the other 14500s I have, those are all very hot spotty lights, which is fine. I like that. But this one has that flood to it, so it really has the same feel as my other triple emitter flashlights, but in a much smaller package. So it's pretty interesting. This one has a different driver in it that it actually works pretty well, but it has very basic functionality. I think this one is it's an FET driver, and let me just open this up. It's got good threading on the aluminum. Here's the driver right there. You can see Mountain 1500M. So I don't know what all that means, but I did take it out and put it back in to get it nice and snug there. I just used my snap ring pliers I've been using for everything. Get them in there like so, and then see it was loose again, but I think maybe I did that on purpose. I think I was having issues with it contacting or something. Just check. I mean, you should be able to tighten that down. Or I don't know if I was having issues with the O-ring kind of bulging out because it was too tight. I think that might have been what it was. And that's why I backed off. So that's one thing I didn't love about the light, is having to kind of mess with this to get it in there the way I want it, which I want it snug and I want it even, you know what I mean? But I did get it that way. I switched the boot cover, the switch cover over to an Oklahoma rubber one because when it came out of the box, man, it was so touchy. As soon as you just touched the rubber, it would cycle. And I'm not a big fan of that. One, in pocket, anything touches it, it would go off. I want to have to depress a little bit. So this switch cover from Oklahoma really helped with that. So that fixed that issue for me. The clip has absolutely almost no ramp out of the box to where I couldn't get it into my pocket. It just didn't have a lot of ramp. So what I did was, well, first I switched it to an Oklahoma clip, which does fit. You can put the Oklahoma DC0 clip on there. I think it's the same clip for other ones too. These screws are hex, so it's a 1/16 hex head on these. Yep, 1/16. And they're not my favorite, but I was able to get them in and out a few times, no problem. It almost looks like a T6 head, honestly, but that bit worked the best for me. So you do whatever you think makes sense. But for the clip, I literally just grabbed it like this with my Knipex. Now, I didn't have it on the flashlight. Grabbed it like this and just tilted it up, and it bent this upwards a little bit. And now this clip is perfect. I've had no issues with it, and I think it matches the flashlight really well. So I'm glad I was able to sort that out. It has good retention. It works really well. You can see the seam is really well done on this. I mean, you can barely even see where it is, which is impressive machining. I asked JC, because I had some people in my live stream when I unboxed this, I had some folks questioning whether these were machined in China. I guess they just got China vibes somehow. That's a thing, by the way. And I asked JC, he said he does outsource the machining. So the head, the tube, the clip, I suppose, are outsourced, but he said it's outsourced to somebody in the United States. So everything I'm being told is this is a United States made flashlight. Obviously, I don't know, the optic, the driver, that kind of stuff, probably made overseas. The switches, I'm at Clicky, which is a Gizmo design. I don't know where they're manufactured, but the main parts are machined in the U.S., just like any custom flashlight I've reviewed so far. Like barrel is U.S. made, the peanut is U.S. made, that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to mention that part because I got asked about it. The ergonomics on this flashlight are phenomenal. It fits my hand really, really well in a cigar grip back here. It's a very short 14500 light, and that is made possible by the way he modified the switch. So if you take the switch out of here, he actually cut down the spring. Because it has to be, or he wanted it, I guess, to be shorter than like a DC0 or something like that, he cut the switch down. Here, I'll show you. So, just for reference, these are some other lights. This is the Leviathan. This is his other flashlight, his 18350 light. He also has an 18650 Kraken. I put this clip on here I found on Amazon. Shout out to Steve who pointed it out to me. And this is the one that had the one emitter fry out. So I'm gonna get that modded or fixed. One of the things I don't love about this is the machining on this one is a little off. You can see it goes past that line right there, especially when it's tight. It's just not even close to lined up. And if you line it up, well, it's basically loose. I should check that with an actual battery and make sure. So let me do that real quick. And I can show you the issue I'm talking about. This one has a dragon driver in it with blue secondaries, which is cool. So yeah, even with the battery in there, it's just off, which is not cool. It's a little less loose if you line it up. So you could do that, and it's not really loosening on me, but you shouldn't have to. You should be able to tighten it and have it be, you know, lined up. But you're not going to be able to tell. It has secondaries, and then it has one LED. This top one here, well, at least at the current moment, it's the top one, is out. There, you can see it right there. It's out. So if I rotate, you'll just see light. So, yeah. I need to get that fixed and everything. Gonna work on that. But that's an 18350, just to show you the size. That's your normal size for a triple emitter usually. At least US made, you know, these custom style lights. China, you can get different stuff. So you can see the difference here. This guy's shorter. 18350s are usually shorter. Right here's a 16340 barrel. So is this one actually, but they're a little bit shorter, but they're stubbier. Right now, when you get into 14500 lights, this is where it gets interesting to me. So you have the Magismo Haiku, which is a little bit different because it has more of a hot spotty type head on it, right? That's what it's kind of meant to have, a hot spot. But it's a 14500. Then you have the DC0, which is kind of the legendary 14500 for being the skinniest, right? The smallest 14500. Well, the Hydra, man, it is not far behind. It is actually shorter than the DC0. And it is not that much thicker. I mean, especially in this area, it's about the same, if not thinner. And overall, I mean, it just really is not that thick. So, I don't know. It's just an interesting light to me, size-wise. I think it's a great size. So, I'm very pleased with that. Grab a drink. So, talking about the switch. So a standard McClicky switch looks like this. And it has this spring on it, right? Which a lot of times dictates how long a flashlight's going to be. Because you're going to have the head of the flashlight, then the driver, and then you're going to have the switch and a spring down there. And you're going to have it be at least as long as the battery to fit in there meets this, right, with that spring. So in order to make it smaller, what JC Customs did was cut the spring down. I could take it out and show you, I guess. So you would just pull off. I'm just going to have to sit here and I'm going to have to put it back on, but basically you just want to grab the switch cover and yank it off. And then I actually have a tool for this. So you're going to have the switch cover and an O-ring, right? You want to get that O-ring out of there. Just use this little hook tool. I guess I can work it up with this first. All right, let me grab a different one. Okay, where you at? There you are. This little guy is the one I want to, so I can really get underneath. Man, that O-ring is down in there, buddy. Come on, there we go. So you guys, I've shown you how the switch works and everything. This goes on and then the O-ring goes around that. That's it. It's that simple. And Okluma actually sells a tool to put in and remove the switch. So it's that simple. You can use needle nose pliers or whatever to stick in those 2 holes, so she said, but I like to use the tool. You just pop it in there and then twist it out. And then your switch comes out. And now you can see JC cut the spring. So the spring is cut down so that it fits in there, I guess, a little bit better. I was thinking about replacing it and maybe cutting one a little bit longer. But I tried putting a new switch in and it doesn't work. Basically, the flashlight will always be on. Or I think that's what it was, because the battery doesn't, like the switch doesn't have room to click in and out, if that makes sense. So it just ends up being on all the time. I don't have my snippers here. Otherwise, I was thinking about actually, you know, I don't know if I could cut it with the scissors on this Leatherman. I don't think it would cut metal. And I don't really want to use some random shit. I have snippers specifically for that, so and I think this switch is fine, so it really doesn't need it. But anyway, you can see it has this shortened spring, and that's how it can be as short as it is for a 14500. So what you do is just put it back on the tool or use your tweezers again, whatever you want to do. Put it on there. I find this tool really does it, makes it so easy to put in and out. You just tighten it down. I give it a little snug, yank it out, and then you take your cover, pop that on, take your O-ring, and this is where I like to use this guy. Nope. The other one. This guy. And I will push it. This is a tight fit, so it might take me a second just to do it, so hang in there. And then you just push that O-ring down around it. This is literally how you swap the switch. It is so easy. So if you have a flashlight like this with a McClicky switch that is being finicky, you think the switch is damaged, maybe you drop the light or something. Usually it's the switch first. The 2 things I would check if you have a custom light like this that's on the Fritz is I would check to make sure your driver is tight, and make sure the pill is tightened down. And then I would make sure the switch is good to go. And you can buy these switches for $10 on CWF's website. You can buy them for like $8 on Prometheus Design or DarkSucks.com. You can buy them. I think Overready sells them. I think you can buy them direct from Don McGizmo. You just email him. I bought 5 off of him. I think they're like $7.50 a piece. And so you can, they're like $10 basically. And then you just swap it out. It's real easy. What I'm doing right now is just overkill. Just making sure it's all tucked in there nice. And then, so you got the switch covered. And then again, you just take those snap ring pliers or whatever, tweezers, and make sure this is tight. And those 2 things should solve your problem. And if it doesn't, then you might want to contact the company. So get that back in there. Light turns on. And there we go. I have it set right now to a 4 mode with no memory. The way this flashlight programs, it has some simple modes. Let me just grab the tube. Came in a tube like this from JC Customs. I have 2 here, one for the Leviathan. So this is the other one. So the Hydra came in this, came with a little baggy thingy, and then the instructions There was no COA, nothing. So I don't even know what the emitters are. The website says Samsung. I think LH351s or whatever those are, 5000K. But it says that for the Leviathan too. And one of the Leviathans I got has Cree emitters, I think. And one has, I don't know. So it's really hard to tell. I am going to have this modded. So I'm going to send this out to a buddy to get 519As in here, which I think is going to be cool. And get some tritium, I think. Because I really love this host. I love the flashlight. I'm also going to get it swapped to a H17F Dr. Jones driver. Doing the same thing with my Okluma DC0. So I just want to have a little more control. And then I actually bought a drop-in kit from somebody. You can check out Tana Workshop on Facebook. He makes a drop-in for the Haiku that you can put in to make this a Dr. Jones. And then I ordered a new head and body from Don. I got a 123 body. The, what are they called? CR123 batteries. The 16340 size body. And then I got the Sundrop head, which is a really floody light. So then I'll have two gizmos and I'll be able to swap drivers or whatever. Lot going on there. So, sorry. So this one is the one with Bistro firmware. So it's an FET with Bistro as far as I understand. And I can show you how to program it real quick. We'll zoom in here. So you have while off, fully click and release to turn the light on. So, okay. Got that. It will go to the first mode or the last used if you have memory, which I don't right now. While on, a short tap, do a short less than half press. I mean, there's a lot of this stuff here. I ignored this. A lot of this sounds like something you would have with a reverse clicky, which I don't have. But it does have this short and medium and long presses. I don't have any of that on. You can turn that on, but it just seems like extra to me that I don't want. So I don't know if I'm going to show you that because I didn't use it. So they have hidden modes, which is basically, the way to understand this is the Dragon driver, this driver that I've done videos on, I believe is a modified version of this driver. So I think the Dragon is like an FET driver that was then modified to work for Charles Wiggins and the Dragon, which is now known as the Dragon driver, right? So they have a lot of similarities. These hidden modes are basically that. Same reverse modes that they call it on the Dragon driver, where you get turbo, tactical, which is like a strobe, and then battery check, if you guys remember that. On the Dragon, you could do that. And I would always turn that off. That was where you could press, wait, press, and then you'd get turbo, press, and then you'd get the strobe or whatever. So I always turn that off. But to configure this, you can basically, you want to tap, I think is it the 15 times like the Dragon? Let me just check. We're at configuration options. Configuration mode has several options. It will blink out a number to show which option is active, then buzz or stutter. Click during the buzz to select that options. Some have secondary configuration modes, which is like second menus. So the options are Muggle mode or simple mode. Good while lending the light to others. It overrides other configuration settings temporarily. Basically, you have low, medium, high in that order, with high at about half power. No moon, no memory, no medium press, no hidden modes. The only configuration option is the option to exit Muggle mode. Number 2 is mode memory, on or off. So I apologize. This one you can turn memory on and off. It was the Leviathan, I guess. It was one of them where he sent me 3 lights, and they all had different drivers, so I apologize. I'm a little bit... This one came with this Bistro one. This one came with a Dragon driver, and then the other Leviathan came with a different FET driver that had just a bunch of modes, and they had memory or no memory. So you selected one of these that had memory or no memory. You couldn't turn memory on and off, if that makes sense. So for this, I think I just need to tap 15 times. Yeah, so I'll show you how to turn memory on real quick. So I guess we can start from the beginning and we'll do Muggle mode, right? That's group 1 or mode 1. So turn the light off. Right now I don't have memory, so you can see there's no memory. It goes back to Moonlight. So first we'll do Muggle mode. So right now I have Moonlight, low, medium, and high. And back to Moonlight. That one I believe is number 4. So I have 8, 104, 506, and 1300. Those are the lumens based on I don't know what. So I'm not sure how accurate they are, but they do feel pretty accurate. So it's 8 lumens, 104 lumens, 506, and 1300. If you do math where 1300 is 100%, this would be like Moonlight, and then you'd have 15%, then you'd have 50%, and then you'd have 100. So you'd have Moonlight, 15, 50, 100, back to Moonlight. All right, makes sense? So tap 15 times, wait, and then I'm in group 1. So I just selected 1. That should put me in Muggle mode now. So I should have just a low, a medium, and a high. And that should be it. Low, medium, high. That's it. Doesn't have memory, doesn't have anything else. This is what you would do if you are handing this light to somebody. And this high is only about 50%, 500 lumens or so. So it's kind of nice that it has that feature. And then to get back out of it, wait, click that. That should turn it off. Now I should have my normal settings. I don't know if it goes back to what you had. Let's see. Moonlight, low, medium, high. Moonlight, yeah, it actually does. Interesting. Turn it off, see if there's any memory. No memory. So now, to turn on memory, I'm going to do 15, and then I need to do option 2, and that'll do memory on and off. Right now, it's off, so it'll turn it on. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait, hold. That's group 1, 1, 2, and tap. And now we turn memory back on. So now, if I go to this mode, click on, wait a second, turn off, now it'll come back on that mode. See? And then I gotta cycle back to Moonlight if I want that. So that's how you do mode memory. Number 3 is moon. So you can select to turn moon mode on or off. So this is in addition to other regular modes. That's kind of cool. So Moonlight might not even be 8%. It might be something else. Let's find out. That was group 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right now it's off. I can tell you that. 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And tap. Okay. So now we turned on Moonlight mode. So this would be your Moonlight. And then, so there's Moonlight. Oh, no, this is Moonlight. Look at that. That's really dim. Oh, that's cool. So I was using 8, whatever 8 is, as Moonlight, but this is even lower because look. Then this is what I was using as Moonlight. So now we have 5 modes instead of 4. So it adds Moonlight to whatever you have set. So again, I have this number 4 set, and it's adding Moonlight in front of it. So now I have Moonlight. Wait, memory's on. Don't forget. So I have Moonlight, 8, 104, 504, full on, and then back to Moonlight. Makes sense? Select to turn moon mode. We did that. So number 4 is mode order, low to high or high to low. So right now it's low to high. So Moonlight comes first, and then, and then you tap to get higher, right? So if I want to put that on, I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oop. Okay. Now you just wait. That was 1. Group 2. Group 3. Okay, boom. So now it's going to go from high to low. Gets lower as we go, high to low. Got it? All right. Number 5 is going to be mode group. So you have a choice of 1 to 6 regular modes from low to turbo, or one of 3 special groups. So you have 1 through 6, and then those 7, 8, 9 are special groups because you have a strobe in there, you have a biker flasher. On this 9, you have like group 5 but lower. So they take group 5 and they actually just lower the lumens a little bit, or the output a little bit. Does that make sense? So you're just selecting a group. So let's just say we want number... Well, let's actually decide what I want. Because now that we have Moonlight on, I don't think I need this one anymore. The problem is they all start with 8. So I don't want this because strobe. So, you know, this is the problem with a driver like this. You don't get a lot of options, right? So maybe this one, 8, 235, and 1300. But I like that 104 option, I think. So having the 8, 2, I don't know. So I think I would just go back to 4 and then remove Moonlight. Even though Moonlight's nice, I think the 8 is fine. I didn't have any issues using that as a Moonlight. So we're going to have to turn off Moonlight eventually. But let's just show you how to select the group you want. So that was group 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we want to get into, what is it? 5. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. And then tap 2, 3, 4. So hopefully you caught that. I did 15 taps and then held the tap. I didn't click, I held the tap. So this is a tap, right? That's a tap. That's a click. So when I say hold the tap, you tap and hold. You don't click, tap and hold. Just because I know that's confusing to some people. So I did 15 and then held the tap while it was doing all the stuff, right? Then I let it blink to where it did 5 flashes and then strobe thing. And after the 5th flash and strobe thing, during the strobe thing, you let go and then you hold tap again. Again, don't click, let go and hold tap. That took me into mode group select. Then instead of doing 1 blinky thing, 1, 2 strobe thing, 1, 2, 3 strobe thing, it just blinks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just counted till I saw the 4th one, let go, and then hold tap again, and that'll confirm it. So hopefully that makes sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hold. And then you're seeing how it's flashing after. 1, 2, flash. That's the get into the first mode you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to select your mode, 3, 4, 5. Let go. And then it's just regular blinks. And I got to let go on the 4th one because I wanted to select 4. So now it should be full on, right? I think I actually did 1 extra mode. Nope, I got it. So I have high, half, 15, 8, moonlight. So I got that right. So that was 6. Number 7. Let's see. Oh, no, that was 5. My bad. So is there a 6? Yes, 6 is medium press on or off. If you medium press, then you can go backwards through the mode sequence, and hidden blinky modes will be accessible. I really don't even like that. 7 is thermal calibration. That's pretty obvious. I've actually done it with this light, and I highly recommend you just leave it off. So in order to get to it, you tap 15 times, hold tap, wait for the 7th mode option, let go, hold tap, and then the light will just be showing for a second, and then it'll ramp up to turbo. And then basically what you do is you hold it till it gets as hot as you can handle or as hot as you want it to be. Then you let go and then hold tap again. And then that will set your thermal calibration. So anytime that light gets to that temperature, it'll start staging down, which is good in theory, but I had some issues with where it would kind of start fritzing out on me, even like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just decided to turn it off. And the way you turn it off is you tap 15 times, you get to that 7th thing, and then once you enter thermal calibration, you just quickly let go and tap again. So before, it'll basically just show you a regular light for 2 seconds, and then it'll ramp to full power. While it's showing that regular just output, you just do the tap. It's within the first 2 seconds, and that'll cancel thermal calibration mode. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm going to have to show you. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hold. That's 1. We need to get to 7. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I screwed that up. Yeah, I screwed that up. So we gotta do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I didn't wait for the flash. I just get bored watching these blinks. That's 3. Okay, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got it. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now it does this. And then you see how now it went to full turbo? So now if I had let go and then did the hold tap when it was not full turbo, it would have just shut off thermal calibration altogether. But if you wait until it goes on full turbo, then it'll set the temperature that you want. So right now it's starting to get a little warm, so I'm going to let go and hold. And that basically set thermal calibration. So now, if the light gets to that temperature, it will stage down. See if it'll do it. See it? It just staged down. And it'll keep doing that to keep it at this temperature, okay? Which is a good thing, I think, usually. But I was just having issues where the light would start like freaking out a little bit. And I can control my own, you know what I mean? I know when to turn a light off. So to turn it off, you got to go back to it. And then you got to let go and tap in that first 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then there. Okay. So I let go and tap to go into thermal calibration. Then I let go and tapped again to cancel it, basically. So now, if I put it on high, it will allow the flashlight to get as hot as it can get, I guess. I guess it never steps down. Maybe there's a point where it will step down eventually, but it's not even getting hot, but maybe this isn't on high right now. Let me check. There, this is on high. So right now it's well past where it was set to. So I don't want to sit here all day doing it. Really didn't get that hot either. I'm pretty surprised. So that was 7. Is there an 8? 8 is factory reset. It'll change all settings back to default. Interesting. I don't even know what the settings are, so I'm not going to mess with that. So I have the mode group I want. I just need to turn off memory, and I need to turn off moon. So I need to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. So turn off memory, and then turn off moon, which is 3. Right? Oh, and I need to change the mode order back, which is 4. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I should have a low, medium, high, and higher. Sorry, I meant moonlight. This is my moonlight. So 8, 104, 500, and 1300. Back to that. Just check memory. I'll turn this off. Turn this on. And you saw the order was going from low to high. So we corrected that. We got rid of moonlight mode. And we got rid of memory. Boom. We're back to the way I had the flashlight. So you just got to read the instructions and it just sinks in. You'll get it. But if you have any questions, you can always hit me up. If you have this driver or another one that I've tested, I've done a video on, I'm happy to help anybody I can. Hopefully showing you guys how to do it helps. I know that for me, I'm a very visual learner, so try not to get frustrated. Usually it's you, not the flashlight. You're doing something a little bit wrong. You'll get the hang of it. The Hydra is a very cool flashlight. This is one of my favorites. I just want to tweak it a little bit with better LEDs. I don't like these Samsung ones. They just have a little bit of like a greenish tint to me. I think these are the Samsung ones. And I'd love to have the Dr. Jones driver in here, even though this one, honestly, it's fine. The modes I have on it work, and I can set it and forget it. So, honestly, just the LEDs would be cool. But if I'm going to get it switched and it's not too much trouble to add that driver, I might as well do it, I think. So, let me know what you guys think of the JC Customs Hydra. Appreciate you checking out the video. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you. Hey guys, Kev here. So it's New Year's Eve, and it's pretty freezing out, and it's like 2 in the morning, so I don't have time to go outside and do the usual testing, but I figured my kitchen might work. So this light is more in tune for that anyway. This is the Hydra from JC Customs. It's a triple emitter 14500 light. It's meant for closer quarters, you know, flooding, stuff like that. And I think it'll demonstrate pretty well here. So we're talking about, man, 30 feet, maybe 40 feet to the other side there where the fireplace is. Something around that gauge. So if I start out on moonlight, because I have this set up for moonlight right now, I added it back in. So this is moonlight mode, and it does exactly what you think. It gives you very low illumination. For me in person, again, this always looks twice as bright. Like I'm shining it at the trash can there. It looks really lit up to you. To me, it's, I mean, if you see where when I'm moving it around, you see how that hotspot moves around? Imagine that that was what I could see. You know what I mean? and it's a lot dimmer. So I can see the trash can, I can make it out, but it's pretty dim. If I get up close, you know, I can do what I need to do, which is the point of moonlight. I use it to get undressed at night, put my stuff away without waking my wife up. So I'm going to step up here to the next mode, which is basically like an ultra low. I was using this as moonlight until I turned on the actual moonlight setting, which is pretty cool with this driver. But if you watch the video, you'll see the programming, and I'll explain it all. But it's kind of cool that you can just turn moonlight on and off, and it'll add it to any mode. It's honestly better than a lot of flashlights where you just have to pick groups, and sometimes moonlight's not in the one you want. So I can see the fireplace over there. It's just illuminating it, but it's not really letting me see much. I just see the outline of it, where in the dark I can't see it at all. To you it looks brighter than it does, again, but to me, I can see the outline. I get an idea of what's in the room, but I'm not making anything out super well. So I'm going to step up to what I would consider just a standard, like, low, probably 15%. And now this is great. This would be a mode I would use in general for just, you know, daily use, EDC use. You don't really need to go higher than this. It's not like super bright, but you know, it's easy on the eyes and it does pretty well. This triple emitter is amazing in this 14500. I mean, it really gives you the same effect as all my other triple emitter 18350 lights, but in a much slimmer package. I really like that. A lot of people would argue it's really pointless to have a triple emitter in a 14500. Better to just go with a single emitter and get that nice, you know, hot spot. But man, I really love this setup. If there was a way to get secondary lights into this, it would be the perfect flashlight. So anyway, that's 15%. Step it up here. Now we're talking about 50%, maybe closer to 40, 45. But basically looking at it as like 50% power, and whole room is illuminated. I mean, it's fantastic. It looks like daylight to you. To me, it's close. It really is wonderful. Thinking about the fact that this can go another 50% is pretty crazy. So let's see how that looks. So here is 100% power. I'm going to set it down because I see some jostling there, but pretty sure that's just me. And when there's 3 LEDs, it bounces a little more. So the whole room is lit up. It's like daylight. I mean, seriously, it's amazing. So this flashlight is really, really good. It's cooking now, though. It's getting hot. If you remember, I turned off the thermal setting. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on 15% so I don't overcook it. That's one thing about aluminum, is that heat, it pushes out of the pill, out of the driver, or I should say the optic area where the LEDs are, and it pushes that heat through the body. And with aluminum, it spreads that heat out, it dissipates it, but it pushes it to the rear. So the longer you have this on high, your fingers back here will start cooking. With a titanium light, it concentrates it in this area. So depending on the situation, I like one or the other. I prefer titanium because I'm not going to let it get hot enough to fry anything, but I might get it hot enough to where I still want to be able to hold it back here, where with the aluminum, it spreads the heat so far back that you kind of just have to turn the light off. With titanium, it'll concentrate it, which isn't great for the electronics, but if you're not going crazy and leaving it on for 10 minutes or whatever, then I think personally it's a better setup, because then you can just hold the flashlight, use it. You don't have to set it down because it's so freaking hot. So just gonna kind of walk around here, take a look at the fireplace. Had a fire going tonight. We can see still some coals in there. It looks like they're still red. So what I do is I just shut this. Usually you can see the coals if they're still cooking in there. Nah, might not be. But I just close the doors like that, let any coals burn out, leave the flue open. And then tomorrow morning I'll shut it. I need to clean that out. But yeah, I really like this flashlight. It's one of my favorites for sure. So again, we're gonna have moonlight, ultra low, low, medium, and high. And it's incredible. It really is. And they have a really cool glow gasket in there. Again, if I could just find a way to get secondaries in there, it would be my favorite flashlight, I think. As is, it is definitely one of my favorites. I can't wait to get the Dr. Jones driver in here, get some 519As in there to make it a little bit nicer of a light. I mean, I like the color. It's not terrible, but it's got a little green to it. I would be fine with it the way it is, but I can change it, so I will. But yeah, there you go. There's the Hydra. Thanks for checking it out. Fantastic flashlight. Highly recommend. You can pick them up on the website, I believe, JC Customs. They come, I think they're $275 in aluminum. If he has anything else, it'll be listed. You can always DM him. That's how I got a hold of him. It took a few tries, so you might need to be patient, but hopefully he'll just have it on the website for you. But love you guys. Hope you have a great day. I'll catch you later. Peace.